Intelligence has always been a symbol of prestige and success. Although it is known that how far you can go in life does not depend on your IQ, the truth is that geniuses draw attention. Among all of them, there is someone who is considered the most intelligent man that ever exists, and although at the time an EQ test was not done to verify it, it is known by his exploits, according to the official historical record, the most brilliant man who ever lived. And given the things that this character did when he lived, it is difficult for someone to overcome him soon. Such an individual is born only once every many generations. I'm talking about William James Sidis. The exploits of this subject were such that some take it as a paranormal topic, but that is incorrect because this man really existed and actually did the things that you are going to hear. William showed early interest in languages. At age 6, he knew how to speak fluently 9 languages, his mother tongue and 8 others. James spoke and wrote in Latin, Greek, Russian, Hebrew, Turkish, Armenian, and finally French and German. As a child, motivated by his achievements, he created his own language, as rich and exact as any other. He called it Benderwood and wrote a book about it. Perhaps the funniest anecdote about him is that, one morning, as an adult, he went to the library requesting several books of the Portuguese language. They recognized him on the spot and greeted him warmly. When they asked him what he was doing, James said he was interested in learning a total new language. They left him alone to study all day, reading and reading non-stop. By the time the sun came, he finally stopped. The next day, the man went to get himself a test to check the result of his studies. He got a perfect score, even though the accent was not exact. The man officially knew how to speak Portuguese. In a few words, William Sidis learned a language in one day. Son of Russian immigrants, James was born on April 1, 1898, in New York, USA, and his parents were intelligent people that strictly educated their children. The mother read them Greek mythology before sleeping. In the crib, instead of stuffed animals, the dad hung them wooden cubes that showed the alphabet. Of all the brothers, James was the most prodigious. At the age of 1 year and 6 months, the baby was able to read the New York Times and had fluent conversations with adults. At 3, his parents surprised him using the typewriter, having dragged a chair and used several books to get to the desk. They caught him writing a letter in which he indicated all the toys he wanted. At 4 years old, William had already read books such as the Homer's Odyssey, in their original language of course. But this was just his starting point. The incredible thing about this person, and what separates him from the others, is that he was not a genius in a single profession. James was exalted in everything he proposed. At the age of 6, he created a mathematical algorithm to calculate what day of the week any historical event had happened, and also corrected a postulate of Edward Vermeer Huntington, one of the most important mathematicians in the world in that moment. At the age of 11, William already had a master's degree in mathematics and planetary studies, and gave lectures at Harvard. One of the most remembered was his talk on 4-dimensional bodies. The director of the university said he will become the greatest man in history. And there is much more. At age 5, James had already written 4 books, 2 on human anatomy and 2 on astronomy. At 6, just as a recreational hobby, he passed a Harvard Medical School exam. At 7, he passed another entrance exam from the MIT. However, Sidis showed no real interest in either of the two things. He only played by passing entrance exams, but at 9 he got serious. He was already at Harvard, and finished a career as a linguist, graduating with honors. At 16, entered the law school of the same university, where also graduated as a lawyer. All this while he continued studying languages. As an adult, James spoke 40 languages perfectly. Unfortunately, not everything is light and wonder. William developed a very introverted and reclusive personality. He never had a girlfriend, never married, and was not in the least interested in contact with other people. He had almost no friends. It is said that perhaps this was because he never fit in any group of people, not even among geniuses. He preferred to be alone without being disturbed. He worked as a professor of trigonometry and Euclidean geometry. As a young man, he was a socialist, which got him into trouble. But as an adult, he was a fervent libertarian. James wanted to have a private life, and that led him to publish a multitude of books with fake names. He did not like the attention. This conflicted genius, who was born too early for his time and therefore could not be fully exploited, graduated with honors from 7 different majors, all from highly reputable universities. He died at 46 from a stroke. Experts around the world estimate that the IQ of James William Sidis should range between 250 and 300 points, without a doubt, and by far the most intelligent man, but at the same time a curious lesson about life.